Max Verstappen took pole. You cannot just tell these guys not to drive. The FP3, not much action. We were just seeing drivers doing their qualifying runs, and a lot of them ran the soft tires. And looking at it, these cars are slower. Since the new generation, they are slower, because I know in 2008, 2007, they are doing the Silverstone in 1 minute 18:19. Now they are doing it 1 minute 25, 1 minute 22. Anyway, leave that to FIA. I hope next year's cars will not be slower than this, because that one will be wahala. We expect the cars to be faster, because if the cars are faster, we can enjoy the sport more. But like I always say, what do I know? So the major thing is we had a wonderful drivers weigh in, and we can see that the Ferraris are just top on it. Some people are saying the Ferrari looks like the third team. They are consuming their tires. From what I'm seeing, that floor they brought is really working. That's taking them closer to the McLaren, and they are very, very pumpy. We could not see Lewis Hamilton's final run because of the red flag from Stroll and the red flag from Bortoleto. That Ferrari is fast. Lewis Hamilton has so much confidence. I don't know where it's coming from, maybe from the fans or from the car. Ferrari has been able to run that car low without wearing the plank, unlike what happened in Shanghai. They are looking much more fierce. I think they have a solid car now. They only need the rear to keep it balanced, and if they have the right rear, like this upgrade that worked, if they have the upgrade that work with the rear, I think McLaren are in for it for the season. The Ferrari are just up on it, up on fire, and they're doing it. But on the other side, we had the Red Bull. The Red Bull overnight, they've really tuned and worked, and I can see the Red Bull, I think it's working towards Yuki Tsunoda, but everything can fall apart during qualifying, because we've seen that a lot this season. But Max Verstappen looks closer to the top guys. Unlike yesterday, the two practices was far off. Even he was angry, he was complaining, but it looks much closer. The works they've done overnight is paying off. The Mercedes are looking pacey. A lot of teams are having a lot of front lockups, but the Mercedes are not looking bad either. They are in need to win it. And McLaren, they've upped the pace, and every time Ferrari set up a better pace, they to the up it another level. And it's looking like this qualifying and the race tomorrow is going to be very interesting. You don't want to miss it. Seriously, you hope it brings much of the lower teams, that's the ass, closer, because they are looking far off, like a second off, which is a whole lot of time. They're looking like a second off. So if they can get closer, it makes the field tighter and it makes it much more interesting. So let's see how that pops up in qualifying. I can tell you this race is between Ferrari, McLaren, and the Red Bull. I'm not counting Mercedes out. It's a track in which they've always done great things, but on race pace and on delivery, they are not looking like they are there to pump in some things. Antonelli is doing a great job, I tell you. See, Antonelli is a problem. Antonelli is a problem. I said it over and over again, it's a problem, but people don't know. And that's why I said yesterday, the only pairing that will work for Mercedes is if they are getting Max Verstappen, is Max Antonelli. Well, you can come and say, hey, what he's saying is wrong. Well, for me, I think that is what it is. And shout out to Ugochukwu coming fifth in the sprint race today. A very good job. For the sprint race, it's a reverse grid, so he started ninth and he came fifth. That is showing that he's growing, because he just joined F3 and is getting better. Hope we can see much more from him. To Philip, and we are rooting for you. We hope you get a team very soon. I think something might be happening in the works, and I hope that works perfectly for him. I want to see him in either F3 or F2 very soon. And to all other Nigerians out there that we don't know your name, but know that we love you in Nigeria, we love you, we are rooting for you. Going into qualifying, we learn to see more, and I'll tell you the breakdown. Yeah, let's go. Max Verstappen took pole. You cannot just tell these guys not to drive. And it comes down to commentators backlashing some drivers and saying one driver is better than the other. Seriously, those guys are all great drivers. These guys are driving their asses out. They are doing their best to make sure. Who will tell you Alpine where it was today? Wow, what a qualifying it was. The distance between the top 10 and the last 10 was as clear as daylight, but the top 5 were just on it. Any of the top 5 could have gone pole today, but Max Verstappen, without mistake, drove the car to make sure he came out on top. Oscar Piastri made a lot of mistakes towards the end of the lap. He lost about 2 to 3 tenths. Lewis Hamilton made a lot of mistakes. He lost about 3 tenths towards the end of the lap. Oversteer, understeer, lock up, and that took it away from him. Lando Norris had a scruffy lap, but not as bad as Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri. George Russell had a better lap, but the car was where it was. But Max Verstappen was just there today. Let me quickly give you a rundown from Q1. Only Beerman will be taking a 10-place grid penalty. So wherever he's starting from is going to 10. And luckily for him, he'll be starting 18 because he qualified 8. So he'll be starting 18 tomorrow. But what a good qualifying for him. He refused to follow the race director's rule, speeding into the pit lane. Bortoleto, the front suspension was fixed, but it was too late. There's nothing he could do. And what a out for him. Colapinto caused the only red flag in the qualifying as he went into the walls, and that messed him totally up. And I feel for him, seriously, because he had done a great job all through the weekend, and coming to that last part, that. He just messed it up. And the question is, who is better, Jack Doohan or Colapinto? What is Alpine thinking? As in, where is Alpine's head really? Because I think Alpines are confused. They don't even know what they are doing. Right now, they are the most confused team on the grid. Alpine are looking at Valtteri Bottas. Well, they should get their head together. But in Q1, we had Lawson, Bortoleto, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Colapinto out. Verstappen already showed in Q1 that, I mean, this team to win it, you guys just go and play. But one thing I noticed about the Ferrari is that in the Q1, they barely qualified. They didn't give enough fuel, like showing this season that Ferrari are having a big problem in that team. That's why they've not been competitive for a championship team. You are going on scrubbed tires. Tires have been used. You didn't put enough fuel for the drivers to go on 2 laps to warm up the tires to get them into Q2. They barely qualified through their nose, and Ferrari are happy, they are proud. Well, they need to get that done, because this is not just a team principal or driver team, it is a team. That team is messed up. They need to fix their mindset, fix themselves. In Q2, seriously, today the Mercedes, they look great because the temperature has dropped. 30% chances of rain, some cripples of rain, but not real rain. But with that, they were performing well because of the low temperature. And what do I think should happen in the race tomorrow? I think it will be a great race, but I don't see Mercedes really doing anything. They might only be the best of top 3 teams tomorrow, because looking at Max Verstappen, I said it yesterday, Max Verstappen will come today and everything will change. And it changed. That's Max Verstappen and Red Bull. The team itself, they will do something overnight, add some things, and everything will just... So I don't see where Mercedes will fall in. Ferrari has the best race pace. McLaren are having a good race pace. With that cooler condition, wow, it's going to be crazy if they are able to light the tires up, because these tires are going to last seriously, because you can be using the soft tires for 2 laps. They are going to last. So in Q2, we had Hamilton and Leclerc leading the timesheet. Norris, Verstappen, Piastri, and watch it, Bierman 6th. Crazy. Wow. Sainz out, Tsunoda out. I won't talk. Aja out, Albon and Ocon out. Going to Q3, Max Verstappen just came to dominate. Piastri set the benchmark. Max came and said, everybody run, you go, I'm coming. Let me come and do what Max Verstappen does. And he did it. Though, like I said earlier, others made some pretty mistakes, but it set us for a very beautiful race tomorrow. It's going to be a crazy race, because the top 5 were separated by just a tenth. For me, who is winning tomorrow? Up until tomorrow, that's when we will know who will win. So sincerely, my favorite things today were seeing Kenny Reeves on the track, then Jose Mourinho, I saw him yesterday in Ferrari paddock, and giving Max Verstappen the Pirelli tire trophy for taking pole. Jose Mourinho is my coach, so if you don't like it, well, I don't know. I saw him and I'm so happy seeing him. But one of the things I think will stand out tomorrow will be strategy, and hopefully there's no rain. I catch you guys. I love you. Bye. Cheers.